Hello and welcome to the first episode of Otaku Gathering. It's actually so soon. It's episode 0. It's the pilot. I'm your host, the Deadly Tikka from Curry House Productions, and with me I have my co-host.
Hi, I'm Kieran, aka Temeth TV from TGN. I make a lot of gaming videos, to be honest.
Yep. So that's him. So that's our intros. I know they suck. They'll probably get better as we go on. But as Temeth just said, he makes a lot of gaming videos. So let us know what's on your channel right now, if we were to go to your channel.
Right, if you just go to my channel at the moment, it's mostly League of Legends and WoW content, with a little bit of Steam sales and discussions with other TGN hosts I've had. That's pretty much where I've started my life, and I decided why not branch out a little bit more, a little bit further.
Do you live stream by any chance?
I used to live stream a lot. At the moment, I don't really. I need to get some upgrades on my graphics card, to be honest. But if you do want to follow me on twitch.tv, go to twitch.tv/Temeth, and I'll tell you when I next am streaming. It'll be in the link below to all of our...
Yeah. All of our links will be in the description. We'll put it all in there. Along with that will be spoilers for any shows we ruin, because I don't want to ruin people's lives. I know I'd cry if somebody ruined a good show for me.
Yeah, so before we start, I would like to shout out, spoiler alert.
Lots of spoiler alerts. We will spoil everything and anything, and we won't hold back. This is your warning. Right, and my channel has only just started. I currently have 2 subscribers. I plan on making a lot of reviews. At the moment, I only have 1 review for the show Chobits, which currently has about 40 views. And then I made a rant the other day about CNN versus anime, which I think we'll touch on a bit later. Yeah, I think that'll probably be our last topic, so we'll talk about that right at the end. So we've said what we have on our channel currently. What are you planning on putting on your channel in the future?
Well, what's going to go on my channel is a load of anime reviews, just due to the fact that I have got into anime on a major scale within the past year or so, to be honest. So you're going to see a lot more anime reviews, along with hopefully some more WoW content, with Warlords of Draenor dropping, and me now in a raiding guild once again. So you're going to see my progression as we go through it.
So I have no idea what a raiding guild is. What's a raiding guild?
Right. During WoW, once you reach the final tier, once you reach final level, you have 2 ways that you can really go. Either PvE, which is versus NPCs and bosses, or you can go into PvP. Yeah. Now, as a raiding guild, you go into PvE and you go into the higher dungeons known as raids, which take which can take from 10 to 30 people at the moment with the new content coming out. And the really high level stuff will be a 20-man mythic section. So we're hoping to get to mythic 20-man and be realm first.
Well, I haven't played WoW yet. I'm actually fancy playing it. You'd have to drop me one of those 3 months or whatever it is. I'll get on there. We'll stream that.
I shall do. Yep, that would be fun.
As Temeth said, he actually has a Twitch account. I don't at the moment, so I need to set one up because I plan on streaming Skyrim, all the sort of games I have on my PC. So we'll see how that goes. And for my channel's future, I plan on putting a lot of anime reviews on. Pretty much anything I watch, I'll review. They won't be coming out on any set time scale. I won't be doing 1 a week or 1 a day or whatever, because editing sometimes can take too long. And apart from that, I plan on putting anime discussions like this one, anime rants, manga rants, anything like that. Anything involving the things I love will be on the channel. So it'll be a wide spectrum of things, really. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've got to admit, your rant about CNN was pretty good. I'm looking forward to opening that back up again.
Well, I had to do that video 4 times because I kept swearing. If I get my script up, in the first 2 lines I swear 4 times, and I was like, yeah, I need to remove all of that. I couldn't keep doing it. I was swearing, effing and blinding all over the place. But yeah, that was a douchebag move by CNN. We'll definitely talk about that right at the end of the video.
So look forward to that.
So the next topic we actually have is, what was the last show you watched, anime-wise, or even anything if you want?
Right. Well,
Actually,
there's been 2 technically on my list that I've watched, or 3. Shall we go through?
Yeah, we'll go through.
The one that I watched and completed, the last one that I watched and completed was one saying, say you love me, or I think it was that.
Say I love you.
Yeah, Say I Love You. That shows you just how much I liked that show, that I forgot about it as soon as possible.
Who was it that told you to watch that show?
I think it was some bearded psycho, if I remember correctly.
I haven't watched it yet, so...
It is the worst show I think I've ever watched.
Oh, damn.
And I just... It's got the worst rating I've ever given an anime. I have to admit, the animation looked amazing, but I didn't like the storyline. I thought the characters were really two-dimensional. And it just wasn't me. It wasn't for me. I mean, I like... slice of life animes. Don't get me wrong. I'll watch any anime that anyone shows at me. I mean, Carlin knows that.
Yeah. While we're on that topic, actually, we do a thing where we give each other shows. We have another friend who will probably be the third host as well, where we give each other shows and we watch them and review them to each other. It's kind of a weird thing where we pick a show that none of us have watched and give it to the other one, so that we get a wide spectrum of shows. So it's something I like doing.
Yeah, it's really fun. Like, it's given me so many animes that I've watched that I never would have watched beforehand.
No.
I have to admit.
Like,
I'm trying to remember what my first anime was. I think it was Genshiken, wasn't it?
Yeah, I made you watch Genshiken.
Yeah. Genshiken was a really good anime. I have to admit, I really, really liked that anime. It was fun. I can't actually put my finger on why I liked it.
Yeah, I can explain why I liked it. I liked it a lot because of the Yaoi episode. No, I'm kidding.
That's what got you into it, to be honest.
I see that episode, I was like, I need to watch the rest of this show. No, the thing that I liked about that episode was it was true to life, looking on what the life of an otaku's like, or the life of somebody that likes anime, video games, and isn't interested in other stuff. And I don't think any other show's really done it to as a realistic level as that show. Like, it's a really good show. It's one of the best slice of life animes out there, definitely, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get so much hate for that because like K-On! Is like the biggest show of all time, and everyone's like, K-On! For the love of Maui, which yeah. So
going through the anime, I really, really, really liked it. I don't know what it was about Genshiken. I really liked. I still can't put my name on it. And that like, I will watch that anime probably again just to see if I can figure it out.
Yeah.
Compared to Say I Love You, which after the first 2 episodes, I was just ready to quit.
Oh man,
I'm not even joking. It was the worst anime I think I've ever seen. It had no storyline to connect it, and the characters just didn't feel as if they were believable.
Really? I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I've heard people say time and time again that they really, really liked it, and my Google Plus is playing up. But yeah, so people say that they really, really love that show, and don't get me wrong, you're all entitled to your own beliefs, but I just thought there was no enjoyment in it for me.
Yeah.
Especially if you compare it to the other show that I got given that week, which was Demon King.
Demon King, Daimao, or Daimao, however you want to say it.
Yeah. I really, really, really liked that show. It was an action-packed. It had its comedy. It reminded me a little bit, if not as much of ecchi in it, as that of High School DxD.
Yeah.
In which it was really, really funny. I really like that anime. I watched the first series, had to watch the second series straight away. I finished both series in one day, and I'm now upset that I'm having to wait for the third series.
I don't think I've watched the second series. I need to get on that and watch that. Actually, that's a good point.
Yeah. My one issue is with with High School DxD is the fact that they changed the anime name every single series.
Yeah, what was the second season called? It was like
High School DxD New, I think it was.
yeah. I just call it season 2 or just like part 2 or something like that. Don't do all this.
Yeah.
No, it never works.
It was a terrible, terrible choice of name. I'm going to be honest there, but with the next one comes out, I think it's Dragon King or something they're calling it, and it's going to have a completely and utterly different name to High School DxD. So trying to figure out what it's going to be called is going to be a fun part for me.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you think of your 2 shows that you got given this week?
Yeah, so I got given 2 shows by the host that we should have maybe next week or a week after. We're not really sure. But he gave me No Game No Life was the first show he gave me, which I loved from minute 1 to the very last, and I can't wait for season 2, which I'm pretty sure they'll bring out. I couldn't complain about pretty much anything with the show except for how they're gonna win every time. Sora and Shiro are gonna win their battle every time, and there's really no suspense. But like one thing I learned about that show was to not so much switch your brain off, but don't think about whether they're going to win or not, but just enjoy how they get to the win, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But don't think, oh my god, are they going to win or lose? Just enjoy how they get to that win. Yeah, I liked it a lot. The best thing was the art style. I'll wait for the review. I'll talk about that in that, to be honest. So
yeah.
Yeah. So
now, would you like to talk about your second show?
Yeah. So my second show was Free Iwatobi Swim Club. And I was dreading watching this show. I literally was like puking in my mouth thinking about watching it. I watched the first episode. I thought, this is kind of stupid. Didn't really enjoy it. I got the second episode in, and Temeth will tell you, I got about half of the way through the episode, and I messaged him saying, you know what? I'm enjoying this. He screenshotted it and said he was going to show everyone, but that's that. But no, yeah. It was a really good show, actually. It's probably one of the best sports anime I've ever watched. And, like, the next show I want to watch in the future is Kuroko no Basket, which is a basketball anime. Just because I'm on the hype of sports anime, I really want to watch another one.
Yeah.
But no, I think you were surprised by the score I gave. I
really was.
Like, when I critique shows, an 8 is high. If you're getting an 8, you're a good show. Like, I gave Chobits, I think, an 8.4 or an 8.5 something.
Yeah.
I love that show. It was the first non-action show I watched, so it has like a place in my heart. But Free was amazing, and I'm gonna watch the second season when it finishes. Call me gay or whatever, but yeah.
It was on my list to watch. I'm going to say that. I watched the first episode just due to the fact that the other co-host that we could have, part of the rules of this whole, you can give an anime out and then you get an anime from one of the other 2, is that it cannot be an anime that either of the 2 people in that section are watching. So neither the person that's giving the anime nor the person that has to watch the anime has watched one episode or even a couple of minutes of it. It's that kind of anime section that we've had, which has really brought out quite a few fun little things. I mean, the first week I got Genshin, which was from the co-host that was missing, and it was a really, really, really good anime. I loved it.
Can you remember the show that you gave me?
I remember the show I gave you, and I gave you this show. I gave you Chrono Crusader.
Yeah.
Now, before Deadly Tikka tells you that I was evil towards him and gave it to him because I thought it was a terrible anime, it wasn't anything to do with that. I actually quite liked the sound of it, and I was like, maybe it's good. Have a watch. And you said, what? What did you say, Carlin?
Please, God, no. Don't make me do this. I've heard it's the most boring show in existence.
Yeah.
And I was proven completely right. It was the most depressing, boring show I've ever watched, and probably will have the lowest rating of any show I've ever given.
I've already got the 2 anime that I'm ready to drop you with next time.
Really? What are they?
Yeah. Well, one of them is the lovely.
Oh, that doesn't sound fun.
Switch Girl.
What the? Where are you finding these?
I am looking hard and. I was going to give you Oath to Love and Passion.
You thought this one through.
Yeah. Oath to Love and Passion was one of them, just because after giving me the anime that he did, it's all out war. But one that I am actually looking forward to giving you, I think if it comes under our rulings, yep, it's a manga. Unfortunately, that's a shame.
What was your plan?
I was going to give you Hana Yori Dango.
Somebody actually recommended that to me on Mal the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably read that. Just I'm one of these people I like reading manga. To deviate from our list of what we're going to read, what we're going to talk about tonight, I've always had this thought with a lot of the big name animes, your Naruto, your One Piece, your Hellsing, all of the really what you would say triple A's.
Yeah.
Of the anime world.
Yeah, they're like A class. They're the top ones, the biggest sellers.
Yeah. I've kind of liked them more as a manga.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You are caught up with the manga in both Naruto and One Piece, right?
And Bleach.
And Bleach. So I'm currently about 70 episodes into Bleach. I'm watching it with my younger brother who is 10, so we watch it kind of slow. I am up to date with One Piece and Naruto's anime, but not manga, so he could spoil the show for me. So,
yes.
You've spoiled a couple of little things with Naruto, not so much One Piece, and I hate you so much for it. Like,
I think I've ruined one episode for you, if I remember.
Yeah, telling me that Shikaku dies, I was like,
I thought you watched it.
Oh, okay, yeah. It was just the next day. I might have not watched it, and you've ruined that for me.
Yeah, but then you tried to jump out of a window because of it.
But no, that was a good episode. Like, I hated it at first. I thought they didn't show Shikaku and what's Ino's dad called?
I have no idea. We'll just go with Ino's dad.
Yeah, Ino's dad. Well, I felt like they didn't show their death enough. Like, nobody seemed sad about it, and then everyone cried about Neji's. But then the next episode, they really did show that they were two important characters, showing Shikamaru's backstory with it. I thought that was really cool. I liked that.
Well, in the manga, like that happened October time, if I remember correctly.
What, last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as a reader, I sit there and I'm like, oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I really want to tell
everyone,
my friends that actually watch Naruto or any of the manga that I read, which I'm ahead of on, but I know that I just can't because there's parts that I just don't want ruined. I had one part ruined for me of One Piece, and
did who ruined that for you? Was that Fox?
Yeah, that was our co-host Fox.
Yeah.
He ruined.
Wait.
One of the biggest arcs in One Piece. I'm not gonna say it because it's one of the biggest spoilers, and I don't want to ruin it for everyone.
I'll ask you in the chat quickly to see if do you have your chat open in the video?
No, I can tell you what it is. It's the one just before the break.
Okay, yeah, I know what you mean now. Yeah. Okay, I thought so. Yeah.
Yeah, I was sat there and I was like, oh god, I really hate people. It's the same like if I watch Game of Thrones, I've actually removed people from my friends list.
Yeah, same.
On Facebook because they've ruined shows for me, and I don't want to do that to other people.
No. Like, I pretend spoil stuff for people. Like, I'll tell them fake stories, and then they'll be like, oh my god, you ruined it for me. Like, it's going to sound so bad, but I told my friends that Vivi died in the Alabaster arc, and they all believed me. And they, because I watched One Piece in about 2 months, like all 600 episodes.
It's about the same for me.
Yeah, like I powered through that shit. So they were all trailing behind me, and I was spoiling shit. But actually, I wasn't spoiling anything. So
Yeah, I mean, I've always had a discussion with people about, because when you watch an anime that has such a long storyline, you find characters that you actually get really attached to.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, my favorite character is Brook, by far. I love Brook.
Yeah, yeah.
He's the epitome of everything that I want to be. It's the same as my favorite character from Naruto was Jiraiya.
Yeah,
is Jiraiya?
No, was Jiraiya.
No. He's alive. Jiraiya was one of my favorite characters, and when I found out that the voice actor was in Diablo 3, it blew my mind.
I didn't know that. I did not know
Yeah.
that. I finished Diablo 3 as well.
In the first act, he's one of the vendors.
Oh.
I was sat there, and I was mucking about with another friend, and I went to one of the vendors. I heard it, and he's a big Naruto fan at the same time as me, and I clicked on it, and he heard it through my speakers at the time. I went, "Is that Jiraiya?" I went, "It is."
Yeah. No, like voice actors, man. You don't watch a lot of dub shows, do you? You watch.
No, I'm more of a subbed fan. I will watch a dubbed.
Yeah.
And at the moment, Clannad, which is the anime that I'm watching
right now,
at the moment, and trying to get through it, in between tears.
That's how you watch that show. You watch it through a veil of tears. That's my favourite show, man. I love that. You can't talk bad about Clannad or I'll kill your mum.
No, but I'm watching the dub of that.
Yeah,
and I find it's a really, really good dub. I have certain anime like Naruto. I watched that when I first started out. I watched that in dubbed.
Yeah, same. Believe it.
As soon as I got into subbed, about 2 months ago, I went back to just watch a couple of episodes. I was like, I wonder where the dub is compared to the sub. And I heard Naruto's voice, and I was like, no, just no. He's like 10 years old, and he sounds like he smokes 60 a day.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
He does. He sounds like a 30-year-old woman who smokes 60 a day her whole life. That's exactly what he sounds like. Believe it, yeah. Oh my god. So now we're basically on the topic of Naruto. We'll do this topic now. We'll go back to the other one we had.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of things. I love Naruto, and I think you do as well. It's one of your favourites, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's one of them. It's got to be. I've watched how many episodes of that show?
When I first watched Naruto, I watched it dubbed, like you said. I watched the whole of Naruto dubbed, and I watched Shippuden subbed. I can't remember why. I just chose to do that. I watched it dubbed the whole way through. I didn't think it was that bad until I started watching the sub, and I don't know what they were thinking with Believe It. I mean, it just disappears all of a sudden. They start saying it and then it's gone. But no, yeah, man. I don't think you've watched the dub for One Piece at all either, have you?
No, I went straight in with the sub.
Yeah.
I think I did 2-3 episodes of One Piece dub, and I just listened to Luffy's voice and was like, no,
it's not right, is it? Like, I watched some of the dub. I watched the dub up to like 100 episodes, and I've rewatched it in sub since. The same with Naruto. I've watched the first season, if you want to call it that, or first half of Naruto dubbed and subbed. So I love the sub so much more. Naruto sounds so much more natural.
Yeah. One thing that I will say, when it comes down to dub anime, you have your own little way of hearing things. It's the same like if you read the manga and a character hasn't been introduced in the anime yet, and you're sat there and you're reading a character's like speech for the first time.
Yeah.
You have a certain way that you think of it in your head. Like, no matter what, it's the way that you think of it. And the one that's brought that out the most for me within recent time actually is going to go over to One Piece and Bartolomeo, who is one of my favorite characters in One Piece again. I found him hilarious. I love him. He's so swaggy.
He is. He's one of my, in the current arc. We're in the
Dressrosa.
The Dressrosa arc, which the manga's on as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's about 12 chapters behind.
That's so.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad. But that's why you get like half a chapter an episode now. Like the pacing for One Piece anime is so bad. You don't watch it anymore, do you?
No, I've kind of finished watching the anime because I read the manga. I watch Naruto. Don't get me wrong. I will watch Naruto week in, week out. Come Thursday, I watch that anime. I even read the manga on the Wednesday.
I literally just finished the newest episode of Naruto.
Yeah.
So if you want to quickly discuss that episode.
Yeah, let's discuss that before I go into my rants.
Yeah. So the newest episode was Sasuke making his choice of whether he'll destroy the village, the village hidden in the leaves or not.
Or Konoha, as it's also known.
Yeah, Konoha. So
it's an amazing name.
Yeah. This episode, man, the pacing, it was One Piece pacing. We got to the end, and I was like, yeah, this is cool, he's going to decide. And then we had a flashback. And I'm like, oh, Naruto's out here again. Flashback no jutsu. Here.
It's nearly as bad as Ren no jutsu.
Oh my god. I wanted to put an end to it. I just did. Like, if he had made his decision right then, and it had shown him like running off with Orochimaru and everything, I'd be like, yeah, that was cool. But we got this pointless like 2.5 minute flashback.
Right. As I've watched both the anime and I've read the manga, I'm going to try and remember back to this section.
Yeah.
And if I'm right, what happens is in the manga, I think the whole entire story arc of why Madara and I forgot his name now. It's
the first Hokage.
Yeah, the first
Hashirama.
Hashirama Sensei, who is one of the best characters. Again.
Yeah, he is.
He is so hilarious.
He was nothing like I expected him to be.
Yeah, they actually changed him slightly from the manga. Yeah, he's still funny in the manga. Don't get me wrong. Like he had me laughing.
Yeah.
But the whole Tsunade gambling section, I don't remember.
Yeah.
It's really funny. Like,
yeah, it was.
He is always joking about, and you can never just stop with him.
Yeah.
Especially with his whole depression.
I like the way him and Madara played off each other. I thought that was cool. I like that. Like, I want to see him fight someone that isn't Madara, if you know what I mean. I want to see how badly he would destroy someone like Kakashi, who's my favourite character.
Yeah, there's no... I'll talk about Kakashi in a moment. Don't get me there first. Right, anyway, the manga only lasted about 2 weeks or so, which is about 2 chapters worth of manga for that whole entire section.
Mm-hmm.
They explained... It might have been 3. They explained what happened. Madara joined. He left and fought. They covered that. The fighting sections weren't as long.
Mm-hmm.
They showed that they had an immense power. Don't get me wrong. Like, you knew this from the start. Both Madara and Hashirama are gods.
The gods of Shinobi, that's what they're called, aren't they? So you got the god and like the devil of Shinobi. They're beasts.
And if you compare them to standard sections, I'm trying to tread carefully.
Yeah, don't spoil anything for me.
Try not to spoil it, because you'll find out later.
Yeah.
But if you compare them to a standard shinobi like maybe Lee or Guy, or even if we go as far as saying 10-10 Neji.
10-10? Who mentions 10-10 anymore?
I know, right?
Since the war started, have we even seen 10-10?
I think we saw her once.
I don't remember Tenten since the tuning exams. Like,
I know. I remember one episode of her versus a clone.
of what, of herself?
Yeah,
That sounds like a filler episode.
that was a filler episode. No, it wasn't a filler episode. Actually, it was part of the storyline for Gara losing Shukaku.
Okay.
Yeah, see, I remember the tedious things. And during that arc, you had Tenten, Neji, Lee, and Guy all fighting clones of themselves with unlimited chakra, which was a really good storyline. It was a bit draggy on-y.
It felt fillerish.
You get that, yeah. Now, if we flash back to nowadays, the filler has kind of toned down slightly.
Yeah.
Especially now that they're about 6 months behind the manga. So it means that they have a lot more that they can go through.
Yeah, definitely.
And you'll only usually go through about a chapter a week on the anime anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way it's been for Naruto, as far as I've known, for a very long time. It's they can add in those extra bits. I mean, the whole point of... I think it was last week's episode.
Yeah.
You had Hashirama turn around to Madara and say, "The fire shadow."
Yeah.
Should be the name of the Hokage means fire shadow.
Yeah.
Now, in the manga, that's not explained. They don't have that conversation, and they don't. Yeah, they don't say the Hokage is a fire shadow, but it is known by anyone that reads the Wikia. Like, I've known this for a couple of months. I knew it was that because I was like, I actually wonder what Hokage means.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
I wanted to know what Kage meant in terms of
shadow.
Yeah. So you've had the fire shadow, you had the wind shadow, you had every other type of shadow.
Lightning shadow.
Which is a really, really cool aspect. And to add that in, it was a really nice part. That's the reason why I still watch the anime. For
the little trivia it gives you,
Yeah, the little trivia that it gives you, and you get to see the effects in their fullest.
Yeah.
If you compare it to One Piece, I won't watch One Piece as much because I don't think that I think the manga covers what the attacks look like.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I'm not a massive fan of reading shonen manga because I think the fight scenes always look shit. And like most of the manga I read, like I think I've read about 7 or 8 mangas now, and I only really watched them because I watched the series first and they didn't have a good enough ending for me that I wanted a better ending. Like a perfect example of this is Rurouni Kenshin, which you get like 60 episodes in and then the rest of it's filler and you don't get a real ending. So I went and read the manga, and to be honest, the manga was better than the anime. So
the weirdest thing that you're talking about there with endings on the manga and endings in the anime is Soul Eater.
Yeah,
Soul Eater is one of my favorite animes. Once again, I love it. It's amazing.
Good show. I like that.
It is. I liked the way that the animation style was completely different.
Yeah.
Other shonen I think I've ever seen.
It's one of my favorite shonens, definitely.
Yeah. And in the anime, it ends completely different to the manga.
Yeah, they beat the Kishin, don't they?
Yeah, they beat the Kishin, and that is Soul.
That's the end.
Yeah, and you don't actually find out what happens to.
The girl. What's her name?
It's gone, hasn't it?
Yeah, I'll Google it for you.
Yeah.
Soul.
Krona.
No, that's the dark-haired girl. Not the dark-haired girl. The
black dress girl.
Yeah.
Which is my favorite character from that anime.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh.
Yeah. Krona was a really, really, really cool character, and in the anime, what happens is she gets locked up, and that's the end of it. It's either that or she dies. I can't remember in the anime.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think she dies in the anime. Yeah, as far as I know, she dies in the anime. And compared to in the manga, she actually... No, sorry. Manga, she dies.
Her name's Maka anyway.
Yeah.
Maka.
Yeah, but Maka doesn't really matter.
Yeah. She's like the lead.
Yeah.
Like
she's a main character. She's one of the main six. Because that's the cool thing about Soul Eater. Soul Eater doesn't have one main character. It has 6 main characters.
Yeah. It has 6 main characters and then 2 that stand a little bit above the rest, but not a lot. And in my opinion, Black Star was the best character.
I liked Krona. I thought Krona was a really cool character. And she isn't even part of the main 6. She's part of the main 9?
Yeah. She has
Slash
Ragnarok.
10. Yeah, Ragnarok, I don't know if to carry it as one character or part of Krona.
Yeah, I put her as part of Krona because they were funny together.
Yeah, they work off each other, and that's the one character. But in the manga, Krona defeats the demon.
The Kishin.
The Kishin, yeah. Really? The Kishin gets defeated by Krona because Krona goes on and goes badass.
I did not know that. I need to read the manga.
Manga is completely different to the anime in the way that it finished because the anime had caught up to the manga.
Well, like how it usually goes, yeah.
Yeah. Didn't have an ending and wasn't going to wait. The production company had been told that they couldn't wait any longer. They had to get it out.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened in the end, unfortunately for the fans, they got a different ending to that of the manga. Because the manga only took a little bit longer. Yeah, it was a very good ending, don't get me wrong, and I could have taken that as the ending. If it wasn't for that I actually heard on the grapevine that Soul Eater had a different ending in the manga.
Yeah.
So I went over and I read it again. I was like, they're really good at stories in their own rights.
Mm-hmm.
But Naruto doesn't do that. I'm going to try and put this back into Naruto. Naruto waits. Yeah. It'll build up, and if it catches up or it gets close to catching up, it then turns around and goes, we're going to sit in a filler. Yeah. And the worst filler, in my opinion, and I know that Carlin's going to sit here and go, no, was just
I swear to God,
Obito filler with Kakashi. It was the worst filler I've ever seen. It was the worst filler no jutsu. Just
no.
I don't like Kakashi at the best of times. Carlin knows this. I find he's like Sasuke Mark 1. Especially at an early age, he's Sasuke Mark 1.
He literally is. He's so emo.
It's like, oh my god, that's green. My friend gave me my special eye. I'm like, no, just get over it. Just stop. And then you've got Sasuke who's like, oh my god, my brother killed my family. But he left me alive. Oh, I hate him. And then, I killed my brother. Yeah, I know I hate Konoha because, oh god. Bad.
I can understand you bashing on Sasuke because I hate Sasuke too. He's a crybaby little bitch. It's sad. His brother killed his family and everything, right?
Boo-hoo.
Yeah. It's like there's always something to make him emo again. Like, when has that guy ever wore anything that wasn't black?
He had three girls at one stage that were all chasing after it. Ino,
Sakura,
and my favourite, Karen. Out of the girls, though. Yeah.
How can you like Karen over Conan? I don't get that.
No, like, Conan wins overall age.
Oh, okay.
Karen wins that age group. And is a very close second, if not a joint first. I don't know what it is. I just really like Karen. I find her funny. With her whole... She reminds me of Kushina. With that Uzumaki spirit of...
Yeah. That's a thing, actually. In the latest episode, they mentioned that she was from the Uzumaki clan. I don't know what... They've mentioned it before, I know they have, but I didn't pick up on it. I only noticed it this time round. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't realise that.
You sit there and you go, she can heal.
Yeah, it makes sense, don't it? It's like...
It's a special trait, the way that they work. Because the Uzumaki clan actually is part of the Senju bloodline.
Yeah, they're like a little subcategory, basically.
Yeah. And so their healing can actually be as strong as a Senju healer, if not stronger.
Mm.
As you've seen with Karen, Karen actually has the ability to heal other people with the infliction of pain on herself.
Yeah, which I think's really cool. I like that.
With no hand signs. There's no hand signs needed. She just takes the pain and in exchange gives chakra to heal.
Takes the pain.
Yeah, takes the pain. Which, good for her. The fact that she is a masochist as well kind of helps her with that.
So that's the shit you're into.
Oh, yeah. But you just see the difference. Like, compared to Sakura, Karen is so much better.
Oh my
Sakura has this, I love you, Sasuke, but now I'm going to have to fight you because you're a bad guy. And now Naruto is like the best person in the village. It's like,
that's a
I went for him now.
Like, right. I've got to... Right. They need to stop putting Sakura on the same level as Sasuke and Naruto. Like, she is such an... I know... Right.
I know the reason why they do it.
Yeah, because of what happens in the manga later. I've already been spoiled to this.
No. The reason why, in my opinion, they do this is for the legendary Sannin.
It's like another generation of it, yeah.
Well, if you look at it,
Works,
Naruto is definitely Jiraiya.
Mm-hmm.
He was trained by Jiraiya, he has the tendencies of Jiraiya, and he was going to be called Jiraiya. And they changed it to Naruto because of the storyline. Jiraiya wrote the story. And the way that the story was written meant that Naruto fit it better.
Yeah.
So Kushina changed the name. You then look at Orochimaru. Orochimaru has some real big issues. Sasuke.
He's my favourite bad guy, though. Orochimaru is a bad fucking ass.
But so's Pain. Pain's cool.
Fuck Pain.
But I like Pain for the fact that I love the Rinnegan. I've made this abundantly clear towards Carlin. I love the Rinnegan. I don't know what it is. I liked it from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. I thought the only person that made it look cool was Nagato. And nobody else looked cool with it at all.
And you have Tsunade with the healing. And you slowly see Sakura just turning into Tsunade more and more and more.
Except for she's like 10 times more useless.
Tsunade actually has uses. She can heal.
And she's pretty strong. Yeah, she's pretty strong as well, like...
And you just have Sakura's like, okay, I can heal.
I'm kind of strong, but nothing special, you know.
It's... No.
Oh, no. Yeah. Right.
I have certain characters I just can't like. It's the same as Obito. Obito just gets on my wick.
Yeah, Obito's... I'm kind of gutted that he's going to be the main, like, the last bad guy of the show. Like, I don't think... Obviously, Sasuke will kind of be the last bad guy. Because I think there'll be a fight between Naruto and Sasuke at the end.
Could happen.
Like, that, to me, they have to end it that way. They ended the first half that way. I think it should end that way again. And then,
well, Sai's going to be a badass and just come out from the room and just be like, boom!
Like, that's a question I have to say. Like, let's get off of, like, past Naruto and look at the future of Naruto. Not so much how do you think it's going to end, but do you want it to end?
That's a difficult question. In a way, yes, due to the fact that I want... Sorry, the mosquitoes. Yeah, I want to find out what happens. Mm-hmm. Especially with the storyline that is in the manga at the moment, you really want to know.
Yeah.
You're urging it on. I would happily read 6 manga in 1 week.
Yeah.
If the storyline was there, I would happily do that. The issue is, I've got so attached to some of the characters, I don't want to see it end. And my feeling on how it's going to end is kind of upsetting.
How do you feel it's going to end? Like, don't put any spoilers into it, if that makes sense. if there's anything you already know due to the manga, don't mention it.
I'm not going to spoil it in ways. Right. So we already know that Sasuke is on his way, and he's fighting for Konoha. He said that he is going to fight for Konoha.
Yeah.
Now, what I see between the Madara Hashirama and Sasuke Naruto is kind of Sasuke Naruto as a Gen 2.
Yeah. Definitely.
And possibly, this is legit me going, I have no idea what's going on, and this is my thought on what could happen in the end. Konoha is going to have its Senju bloodline, Hokage, and a Uchiha, like, deputy.
Like how they had it between Madara and...
Yeah, but this time...
It works.
Yeah,
it works.
And you're going to see it, and it's going to be brilliant for the fact that Madara and Hashirama couldn't make it work. And maybe the way that Naruto has been painted throughout this anime, at the beginning he was this useless kid that just couldn't do any type of jutsu. He was a troublemaker, and now he's like the leader of the army. He's not classed as the leader of the Allied Shinobi Force.
But he is. That's the thing.
Yeah. Like, out of all of them, he's the one that leads them. He's the one that tells them what to do. He's the one that is giving them chakra.
And he's clearly the strongest. Like,
I mean, the Eight Tails hasn't really made an appearance in a very long time.
And when he has, he's been almost useless every time.
And in the manga, he hasn't made an appearance in 6 months.
Really?
You don't see it. He's just kind of disappeared. She's like, he's this massive being with massive chakra. Where's he gone?
Naruto, as I said, like, there's characters that go missing. They have a tendency to do that.
Yamato.
But no, so you think they'll Sasuke and Naruto will form like an alliance, and it'll all be happy at the end.
And I think that will become all the shinobi after the Allied Shinobi Force is finished. They will still keep the peace treaties, and actually there won't be war. Because they've seen that with the war that happened, it's just not worth it. And if they don't, and there's a different storyline, I will be kind of pissed.
Yeah, well,
unless Sasuke dies, and then I'll be happy.
So let me give you what my point will be. What I want to happen.
Okay.
Like, I'll skip past the whole fight between Obito. That they win, obviously. Obito loses. I don't care if he dies or what. I do not care. So, right at the end, Sasuke and Naruto have their fight for who will be the next Hokage. Right? I know that might not make sense, but it will. They'll work it in somehow. So they have their fight. I don't care who wins, Naruto or Sasuke, and we get to the same conclusion you had, where one of them is either the Hokage and the other one is like their right wing man, and then that's where the series ends. They show, say, Naruto with the coat on, the one that his dad wore. Yeah. They show him like turn around with Sasuke behind him. The show ends. And I don't know if you know this, but they've just revealed that Naruto will have its final movie.
Yeah, I don't know if there is speculation on that.
Well,
I read about it actually earlier today. I was sat there reading it while you were disappeared for a while.
Yeah.
And I was reading some speculations that I read on the forums, and they were saying that possibly the anime would not, or the television series of the anime would finish before the ending.
Yeah.
Or maybe the final movie could be a tie it all up like a ninth Harry Potter movie type thing. Where you get you get what happens. You get in the TV show. You get told, right, Naruto Sasuke won.
Yeah.
This is what's happened. Konoha is safe. Everything is safe. Blah 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 blah. Naruto is Hokage. In my opinion, I think that's what's going to happen. And then what will happen in the end is, so you get the actual knowledge on how things left off. Is Naruto a good Hokage?
Yeah.
Is Sasuke brooding in the background going, I really wish I was Hokage? That really annoyed me. You're gonna find it out soon.
Yeah, I know. I already know.
Yeah, I think I told you about that part, didn't I? Yeah, because I got really pissed off and I just was like, no.
Don't say it, though. Don't say it.
Yeah, I won't, because it is massive spoilers, even to the anime people. The anime people don't know it, so I won't. But that's how I feel. It's going to be, let's tie it all up in a nice big bow.
Yeah. So, I don't know how they plan on working this movie, if it'll be before the show finishes or after. I've heard about it and not really checked it up. So, as I said, I reckon the show will end with their fight, maybe with another bloody Rasengan to Chidori attack or whatever. You got to bring back nostalgia, right? I mean...
that was another way that I could have seen it end, and sorry to cut you off there, is Naruto and Sasuke fighting, and the final bit just being the two clash.
Yeah.
You had it in the first series, I'm trying to remember the valley.
Yeah, the valley. The same place where Hashirama and Madara have been fighting in the recent episodes.
So you had that. Then you had them fight underneath the bridge.
Yeah, bridge.
And also in Orochimaru's base sex den.
Knowing Orochimaru, it probably is a sex den.
Yeah. And the final bit could be them at that valley again, fighting. You see the Chidori, you see the Rasengan, and they clash. White, done. End of series.
Yeah. Right? That's what I want. I want it to end like that, right? But then, I don't care if they release... if they take a gap, right? There's a gap of 2 years. I do not care. And then they release either a movie or a short series. That's like 24 episodes. And they show what happened after that. So it would be like... You'd finally find out, let's say, Naruto won, he's become the Hokage, and then it's almost like a slice of life after that, just watching them do stupid shit together and be friends.
That could happen, but in a way I would like to see that, because I would like to know what happens in the end.
Mm-hmm. But I don't want it to be part of the series.
I don't want it to be that. I would like the whole... It's up to your imagination who won, what happened. It would be a little bit to the fans of, you can pick the ending to the story.
Yeah, I hate that though.
You can decide, because there's so many Sasuke fans, there are so many Naruto fans, and then there's people like myself who don't give a damn about either of the two. To be honest, don't get me wrong. Like Naruto is an okay character, but
you look at Naruto, man. The character development that guy's had, though. As you said earlier, he went from nothing to basically... He's like the next god of shinobi.
Yeah.
Like, you look at it that way. There's no other show where you get that level of character development. And that's the sort of thing you get from 600, 700 episodes.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Like, there'll always be the argument as well between Naruto fans and One Piece fans, and then the rest of anime fans.
Yeah.
So everyone seems to hate Naruto fans.
And you get, like, the odd sprinkling of Bleach fans who are just fans.
Yeah. I read Bleach. I like Bleach as a manga. I just can't freaking stand the anime.
I'm watching the dub of the anime as well.
Oh.
My brother's 10, he can't read the subtitles that fast.
Yeah. I've begged you and pleaded you not to watch it and just read the manga. But you won't, because it's part of family bonding time.
Yeah.
At the Fritzels. So,
What the fuck? Oh my god! But yeah, so yeah, he just said that. So yeah, that's we'll wrap it up now with the Naruto talk. So that's my dream ending. They have their fight. It black screens or white screens or whatever, and then 2 years later we get a movie and they just catch us up. They show Naruto becoming Hokage, them two being friends, them two signing.
Or Sasuke dead. I'd quite like Sasuke dead.
See, the thing is, you kill Sasuke, you just get more sad story, and I don't want any more sad story. I just want happiness for a change.
Sasuke, I didn't want to kill him.
Yeah, that's how it would go. And then there'd be some other Uchiha somehow who now wants to revenge fucking Sasuke. Doesn't make sense, but it'll somehow happen. Because fuck Naruto.
That was sent away on an A-class mission. No, not an A-class mission.
S-class.
Yeah, and wasn't even told that he was a Uchiha.
He just has these red eyes for no reason.
It's one of Orochimaru's little
test subjects.
Yeah.
But right, so that'll wrap up the Naruto talk. No more Naruto talk.
Yeah. Shall we move on to anime grapes?
No, we'll quickly finish off what we were talking about before. The show you're currently watching, because I'm watching 2 shows right now. You're watching Clannad. Talk about Clannad.
Right, Clannad is it's going to get a high review. Don't you worry.
First off, how far in are you?
I think I'm about 10 episodes in.
Cool.
So I just finished the first arc.
The Fuko one.
I know I'm not. Yeah, I know I'm not that far in, but I really, really like this anime, so I'm taking it slowly.
Yeah.
I want to indulge in every single second of that anime.
I watched Clannad and Clannad After Story in one sitting, and I cried the whole time. That's all I'm gonna say.
The Fuko arc.
It's one of the
really liked Fuko.
Yeah, she's cute as hell, right? And I don't want to spoil anything, but she's that's one of the weakest arcs, and it's so good. It's still so good.
Yeah. I'm just glad that no kid has come up to me with starfish.
Oh my god,
starfish!
I'd break down. I would break down.
And to tell you how much I love this show, I now have actually downloaded Dango Family, Big Dango Family.
Same.
And it is on my phone. I listen to it. It's a really chilled out song. It's so happy.
It's my ringtone.
Yeah.
It's
a really, really nice show. I liked it. The intro's okay. It's not the best. I wouldn't say it's Miria Nikki intro.
No. Miria Nikki is pretty special. Miria Nikki has a good... Let's talk about Miria Nikki.
Oh!
So
if we're talking about favourite animes here, then yes, let's go into this one, shall we?
So one of your favourite animes is Mirai Nikki, The Future Diary. I like this show, but I couldn't give it any higher than a 7.7 because there's so many plot holes in this story. Right, we'll talk about the good things. The plot's good, but apart from the plot holes, I like the idea. The characters... There's one good character. There's a couple of good characters. Mainly, she's the best character. She's one of my favourite female characters. She is a psycho bitch. Right, and then we want to talk about the animation, the sound. They're all good. The animation's quality. The dub's all right. The intro's amazing.
Yeah.
But then, I also really enjoyed this show. I liked it. I watched it all in one sitting, like I do most action shows. And the plot holes, though. I can't even talk about them. Right, I'm going to talk about them because spoilers, and fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah.
Right?
For free.
Let me bring
I'll just slap you down later. It's fine.
So, is the god of the world. Right? She has the ability to pretty much do whatever she wants. Except for bring Yuki back to life. Apart from the fact she can make a new world that has Yuki in it, why does she make another game? Why does she not just make the new world with Yuki in it, kill herself, and then that's the end of the story? Think about that.
Right. I will actually answer that. The reason why they can't do that is it's actually
2 episodes long.
It's actually based in it.
Yeah.
The storyline is told that you cannot tamper to the extent of you you win by killing off Yutaro,
Hmm.
and then bringing him back, because that means the game starts again. If there is an identity of either a Yuno or a Yutaro in existence, let alone the other 10 characters that are in it, which they have to defeat, then the world starts collapsing again. It was Deus's last command.
Yeah.
That it cannot... Those ones are... I'm going to use a Doctor Who reference here. They're time-locked.
Mm-hmm.
That if they exist, the world starts destroying. Because Deus has to be alive at that time.
So... now I think about it, that there are certain things that hold the plot together. Like, what's the little kid thing that's Yuno's like partner? You know what I'm talking about? She's basically like Yuno's right wing person. She's apparently Deus's.
I know what you mean now. Yeah.
Like, she to me is the only thing that holds the plot together. She is literally the only thing. Her existence is the only thing that makes the plot make any sense.
Yeah, but she's used in... Yutaro has a version as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She is the only thing that holds the plot together. If she didn't exist, there's nothing linking all the stories together.
There is. There is the one thing that is linking it.
Yeah.
That if... at the end, right, big spoiler alert, I wish I had a massive spoiler logo I could put across here.
Well, I'm probably going to put it across there. So
yeah, it shouts out that yes, Yuno is the universal god,
the god of space and time.
Yes, and what happens is Yutaro has never met the Yuno that is alive in his... I think it's the third universe.
Right. So we
yes.
You have the first universe.
First universe, which is where Yuno is from. The Yuno that everyone knows in the show knows the first universe. Yuno. Then what happens is she wins. She finds out that she can't bring back Yutaro, so she goes back in the second universe, and Yutaro kills himself in the second universe. Because things can change with the tampering of time. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I actually think what happened was they both took pills to kill themselves.
Yeah, so the way it goes is...
Yuno kills Yutaro in the first universe, actually cold out.
Yeah, stabs him, if I remember. And then she realises she cannot bring him back to life. So she creates an alternative universe in which the game is recreated. And that way Yuki could be back alive, which is where my plot hole comes in. She could have just created the universe and no game. But apparently there's some flaw there that I'm not familiar with.
I've just explained.
Yeah. So
it's kind of time locked.
When this new world starts, because Yuno is so madly in love with Yuki, or Yutaro as you're saying, in the dub he's called Yuki. So she kills herself in that universe. She kills the universe to Yuno so that she could be with Yuki more. And then what happens is they both kill themselves at the end again. So she creates... No, that's it, sorry. Yeah.
Shall I?
Yeah, take it.
Right. First of all, to explain why I say Yutaro instead of Yuki, is in the sub, he's also known as Yuki by Yuno.
But she calls him Yuki, yeah.
Yeah, she calls him Yuki because it's an endearing thing. She's infatuated with Yutaro. But as I'm not infatuated, I will not call him Yuki.
I just remember him as Yuki, so I just stick with it.
Right, anyway. Back to the storyline. So in the second universe, she actually plans to kill herself at the same time. To just end it all, she's had enough.
Yeah, they can die together and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she finds out that she can't. Because they both kill each other, but for some reason she survives due to her tablet doesn't take effect at the beginning.
Yeah, it's something along those lines. He dies first. I think that's it.
Yeah.
So then again,
Yuki
she
dies
wins.
first.
So she wins again.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And what happens is, it means that she's immortal again, and she goes a bit crazy at this point.
A bit? She already was crazy.
she was really crazy in the first universe. Second universe just broke her completely.
And then at the end of the second universe, she basically becomes a Super Saiyan for some reason.
She just decides, on the second universe, she goes, right, I'm going to go back, create another universe. This will be the third universe.
Yeah.
In the third universe, I will kill off Yuno straight away. Which she does. She then impersonates Yuno from the beginning of the third universe. And what happens is, you then run into...
the Yuki from the second.
No, Yuki from the third. Yuki from the third finds out. He's like, oh, Jesus, hell no. This isn't supposed to happen. Mm-hmm. He gets told. Because Deus actually somehow finds out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will admit that's a plot hole.
That's the thing with this plot, is how difficult it is for us.
It's very convoluted, yeah. It's a very convoluted storyline, which is why I like it.
Yeah, I had to watch it twice to fully grasp it.
So, what happens is, he tries to stop her, and she just rips a hole again. And goes, right, I need to go to the next universe, because this universe is dead. Mm-hmm. Yuki is still alive in this universe, but it's dying, and I'm like, she's like, I can't stay in that universe, otherwise I will die as well, because it's just ripping apart.
Yeah.
So she goes into this next universe, and Yuki follows her. And when Yuki is following her, he finally just turns around and goes, look, in this universe, you can make a change. You can make it so that you know, or yourself, can actually be happy. Her family will stop, like her mum will stop locking her in a cage and feeding her the grass mats that are in the floor, which is seriously injuring her. And we can actually make it alive. And she goes, okay. And at that point she goes, I need to kill myself.
Well, no, that's not how it goes. She walks up to Yuki or Yutaro, and you think she stabs him. But she stabs herself. Her. No, she stabs herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get the happy ending and all that crap.
And then unfortunately we get the sad ending, actually.
Yes!
Of Yuki going, I'm all alone, there's no one here beside me. My troubles have all gone.
And then Yuno and Yuki don't even get together in the new universe. So it's like, but no, I like the show. It was
a really, really good show. It's the actual only show on my Mal list which has a 10. There's a few on there that have 9s for FMA Brotherhood,
which is
a really, really good anime. Yeah. The reason why I actually gave Miria Nikki, I did have on my rating system that we both use. It was below 10.
Yeah.
But it was on the upside of 9.5, so I automatically round it up.
Yeah. See, I don't rate anything on Mal just because it's you can only pick whole numbers, so it doesn't work. But yeah, so we both like Miria Nikki. I just think I picked the flaws out in the show where you chose to enjoy it, whereas I just couldn't get past the flaws. But yeah. The fact that I sat there and picked out flaws and I still gave it like nearly an 8 shows I actually enjoyed the show. And it
was a very good show.
Yeah.
And the plot holes, although there was plot holes, I mean, if you actually look, the one hole that I found with the ARG storing system, and we've had complaints, at least from me. The say I love you. My Mal actually has a 4.
To be fair, I think my lowest rating was a 3.87, and that was for Chrono Crusade, which, to be fair, shouldn't be that low. I gave it that low because I was angry with the show. It's about like a 4 something. It's
it's one of those things. I mean, Genshin was a solid 7. Most of my shows are actually around 7 or 8. Because some of them are very good. I mean, Bleach, for instance, is a 5. I didn't like them anime, but it redeems itself with the manga.
Yeah.
The only show, and I will say this, and this is the truth, if you look, there is only one show on my list which is on hold and probably will be cancelled from me viewing.
What?
And that's Fairy Tail.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I forgot you don't like Fairy Tail anymore. I hate Fairy Tail, so...
It was horrible. It left me a bit sick in my mouth. Right, shall we actually move on to anime gripes? Because we're an hour and a bit in.
Really, are we? Well, I'll quickly touch on what I am currently watching. I'm watching the second season of K-On!, which is kind of boring. I mean, it's good. It has you laughing, but it's not great. And I'm actually watching Blood Plus, which I have on DVD. I bought it when I was like 6 or 7. And no, it couldn't have been that long. It came out in like 2005, so like however long ago that's just like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'd have been about 10, yeah. I'd have been about 10. So I'm rewatching it because I don't remember it that well, and I'm really enjoying it. It's actually a really good show. But the only problem I do have with it is it's 4.3, so I hate watching it on my widescreen TV because
Sorry. I have a really bad...
Just sorting this out.
No, your mic is fine. I was on about your webcam. He's gone silent now. So, as Carlin is now silent during the anime show, I will take over from him.
Can you hear me now?
Until he can fix it, because apparently he can't hear himself.
Wait, can you not hear me?
Right, so he's watching that. It's a really good anime. On
Can you hear me?
Paper, apparently he doesn't like it as much. He's mucked up his mic. I can't really talk to you about his anime.
Shit, can you not hear me?
Because I need to ask him questions, and he's
hello.
Ah, this is brilliant. So this will probably be cut from the podcast.
God damn it!
Right, we're back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I've returned. I am so sorry for that. I unplugged my microphone by accident. So, right, yeah, Blood Plus. Blood Plus is what? I think 50 episodes long. It's hard to explain what it is without spoiling anything. I am enjoying it way more than I thought I would. I'm watching the dub so I can watch it in bed. I usually have one dub show and one sub show that I'll watch. I'll watch sub while I can concentrate and dub while I'm in bed. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm about 20 episodes in. I'll probably finish it by the end of next week, maybe sooner. I don't really know. But yeah, that's what we've been watching. We will move on to our anime gripes. Do you want to start on me?
Right. I'm just sorting out things. It was having issues for a second because of how long it is. OBS starts to complain.
Yeah.
Right. Shall we move on to anime gripes then?
Yeah, we'll do that now. Do you want to start?
Right. As the first one on the list actually is Gregarious, I will let you, my friend.
Right.
I'll take the second one.
Yeah, you can't really talk about it because you don't watch a lot of dubs. But you're watching the dub to Clannad, right?
Yeah.
You know Sunahara, the blonde kid?
Yeah.
He's voiced by Gregarious.
And I hate him.
You don't like Sunahara?
No, I like Sunahara.
Yeah.
I just don't like his voice.
Yeah. So, unlike me, as I said, I watch a lot of dubs. I mainly because I like to review the dub as part of the sound. You don't believe you need to do that. The sub's an add-on. When I review my shows, a dub can only increase the score, not decrease it, in my opinion. So, Greg Aries is probably one of the most famous voice actors. He's in a lot of shows. And recently, every show I watch dub, he's in. He's not in Blood Plus, thankfully, so...
He has, unfortunately, a special voice.
Yeah. Like Naruto in the dub, he sounds like somebody that's been smoking cigarettes for his whole life. and
or has a really high pitched voice.
yeah, he's high pitch and gruff at the same time, and
Mm.
I hate him with a passion. If he was never in a dub again, I'd be happy. He's done a couple of good shows. I mean, I like him as Sunahara. I like him in Beck, and that's it. There's nothing else. So we mentioned before Chrono Crusade, which is one of my least favourite shows ever, just because it's boring. He was the second main character in that show. He was the voice of Chrono. And the dub to this show was so bad. It was awful. And he was probably the biggest part of that. So, Greg Aries, please stop hiring him. I hate him. Please. Everyone. No more Greg Aries. Right.
Okay. On to my little gripe that I have. I've left the Greg Aries gripe to Carlin because I know his love for Greg Aries. Right. On to one which I'm actually going to unfortunately double up. Feel free to team in on these last two ones.
Yeah.
I will actually start on the third point that we had, which was my biggest gripe when I watch a dub. This is one of the reasons why I don't watch dubs. I've said so from the beginning for Carlin, he knows, and that is you watch an anime and a Japanese word or text will be shown on the screen, whether or not it's a sign, whether or not it's like a letter,
a book or anything like that. Yeah.
And they don't translate it. We had it. One of the big ones that happened for me was One Piece.
When
you first ever meet, when you first ever meet the warlords, and they're going through all the bounties, you have no idea who they are. You have no idea how much they're worth, really, or what's going on.
Yeah.
And you have no idea that they're actually warlords.
Yep.
Because it just comes up on the screen. Massive amount of text telling you who they are in Japanese.
And you have literally no idea what any of it says. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I have to Google it every time. I sit there on Google Translate when that comes up.
And luckily, if you watch a sub, they always translate it for you.
Not always. Not always.
I say always. Sorry, I take back.
More often.
Yeah, more often, if not all the time.
About 90%
there's been a few,
of the time.
99.9.
Okay.
They do translate it, and it's very nice to be able to actually be able to be on the same level as that of the
character.
Yeah.
Because they can all read what it says, and you have no clue. It's there's I can't think what show it is now, and somebody reads a text message off of their phone, and they don't read it out loud. They literally read it in.
Miria Nikki.
Well, no, Miria Nikki. They put so much text on the screen that I couldn't watch it subbed because you had to read the subtitles, you had to read their internal thoughts, and what was on the fucking phone. I couldn't. I couldn't watch that show subbed. No.
I watched it in subbed, and I really liked it because I have a fast reading pace, luckily. And I will admit that that's one of the issues with subbed. I do say that subbed isn't perfect. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong. But the other one, which kind of links in with dubs, is that of they don't change the words. Or if they do have the words in it, they don't explain what they are. The one anime that has been dubbed that I've watched that has done that is Clannad. Clannad, that's why I'm watching it dubbed, because they actually go through what the words are they're saying. They give you a little dictionary definition of it, and it's really nice. Compared to the example that we're going back to is One Piece, once again, in which you have Nakama.
Which basically means like 10 different things. It means like family, friends, crew. It's like... And when they don't change it...
You're close people.
Yeah. When they write the word Nakama in a sub, that annoys me. And when they actually say the word Nakama in a dub, it's like, no.
I don't mind if they say Nakama, as long as there is a definition beforehand to tell you
Yeah.
what it is.
Because some people will only watch a dub. Like Fox, he really only watches dubs.
Yeah, so he doesn't get it. And this is the one issue we've always had to go with it, is that we try and get him to watch subbed so he learns what things are, because it actually comes in handy when you watch other dubs.
Right.
One of the things that also got me was Akama. It was in the dub for One Piece, the Bonclay, the third person.
No, he was Mr. Two.
Mr. Two, or whatever number he was.
Yeah.
He's what is known as an Akama, which means cross-dresser, pretty much, as someone that actually does go and checks it out. I found this out. An Akama is someone that cross-dresses, whether or not they are male or female. They just go to the other side because they feel like that's the one that they are. Now, in One Piece, they actually just call them Akama, and you have no idea what an Akama is.
Mm-hmm. It's just left to your imagination.
Yeah. Well, in the sub, it actually tells you. It does go Okama.
It'll come up at the top. It'll be like Okama equals, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
Thank you for that. That's useful.
I've actually learned something.
Yeah.
So I know what they're going on about when they go Okama Pride, or let's go to the Okama part, or Filthy Okama, which comes up a lot, especially if you go to the Impel Down, which is where it all really is. In the storyline that Okama is used. In Impel Down, they use that term a lot. And if you don't know what an Akama is, you're going to be sat there going, what do I do?
Yeah. Like, so something else that ties into this one with where they don't translate it into English is when they use like Chan, San, Senpai, and they leave it in. Like, it. Yeah, okay, I get it. But Senpai basically means sir. It would be like, no, it's your elder, right? It's somebody you would say to your elder.
Right. To use dictionary definitions again, and to have this discussion, you have the different honorifics. You got Chan, which means that they're either on the same level as you or slightly below. It's an endearing way to say someone as a female's name. Because in Japan, they do have honorifics, and they use them a lot more than we do. We don't really go around and say Mr.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. But Senpai is an honorific of someone that is above you within
A place
maybe
of
the
work,
workplace
school.
or school. Yeah,
Yeah.
mostly in school, or someone that they believe is extremely high, and it's a younger way of saying san or sensei.
Yeah, that's what I was bringing up.
For instance, in Excel World, you have senpai used for the girl that is this really cool girl who's apparently the Black King.
Yeah.
You'll find out, if you watch the show, you'll find out who we mean. Now, if we go over to... I'm going to be using One Piece a lot. It's not my favourite anime, but it has so many things that actually...
It works well, yeah.
Good. Yeah. Bartolomeo, who is so cool with the way that he goes senpai. And you know what I'm bringing up here.
Yeah.
In the Dressrosa arc, we have Bartolomeo, who is this badass. He's arrogant. He's the one that I thought, you know, Kisame, the shark guy from Naruto.
Yeah.
The way that his voice actor is in the English dub.
Okay.
He's really arrogant and like cocky.
Yeah.
As he goes through it. That's how I imagined Bartolomeo's voice to be.
Yeah.
He's this really cocky, arrogant, I'm better than everybody. Yeah. And then he comes and he sees Luffy.
Or any of the Straw Hats.
Or anyone that is of Straw Hat, like
part of their crew,
Straw Hats, or linked to the Straw Hats in a friendly manner.
Yeah. He fangirls out.
Yeah. He goes full fangirl, and it is amazing. You get Luffy Senpai. Luffy Senpai spoke to me. Luffy Senpai. You don't you don't argue with Luffy Senpai. It's an endearing way of speaking to him because he believes generally that he is above. No, that Luffy is above him.
Yeah.
And so is any Straw Hat that is in the crew is always above him. He wants to persevere to become a Straw Hat.
And that's what I mean. When the dub eventually reaches that point, will they carry on using the word senpai, or will they use something else?
I hope they use senpai, because senpai is such as an otaku, and I class myself as an otaku, and I don't think of it as a nasty term. Unlike in Genshiken they really do slate otakus, or one girl does.
She was one of my favourite characters, to be fair.
Yeah, but as an otaku, to be able to go, senpai noticed me, which is one of the major phrases used as it, because it shows that you really want this person that is of a higher level to actually recognize you as a human being.
Yeah, like so that's basically what my point was. The first one that that popped into my head, and you said it, Excel World. They use the word senpai so much in that.
Even in the dub.
Yeah, that's what I mean. In the dub, he calls her senpai all the time, and I don't know the honorifics that well. I have a grasp of them. I knew what senpai meant because I'd heard it in other places. I was like, but to somebody that doesn't know what that means, the word senpai has no meaning to them.
And we've had this argument with, I think it's Foxy, about because he wants them removed.
Yeah. He said to me that they were annoying. He was like, it doesn't make sense in an English dub, which is true. It doesn't.
It doesn't, but we have it in which it's just this endearing way of, I want to be noticed.
Yeah.
This is the person that I actually believe is correct.
Because you look at it really, in England for us, or even in America, we don't really use honorifics at all. We don't call anyone Sir this, or Mr. that, or Miss this. We don't really use them, so it doesn't translate well into English. But
yeah, the only time that really an honorific is used is if it's for a standard piece. Like, if you're doing something and it's formal, you would use your honorific. If you have honorifics, you use them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you have a doctorate, you would be called doctor.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's when it does
certain
work.
parts that don't... I mean, there's certain organisations that actually reduce your honorific, so you get marked down on your honorific if you are not of a certain class.
Bringing up One Piece again, they actually used the honorific. This was in the sub. The dub hasn't reached this part yet, where Virgo is forcing Trafalgar Law to call him San instead of Chan.
Yeah,
and I really like that. But would they use that in the dub? Because it wouldn't make sense. He would have to say, "Call me Sir," wouldn't it? That would make sense. But if they keep it, it doesn't make sense anymore.
The whole point of... I'm trying to remember if it was Chan or Kun.
It was one of the two. I can't remember.
Or San.
It was yeah.
They had to call him San, but he was either calling him Kun. If it was Kun, then it's the correct terminology of someone that is endearing as a male, or on the same level as you, something like that, right?
Yeah.
So, if I was in Japan, I could technically call you Carlin-kun.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be technically reasonable for me to do so. Compared to that of maybe if it was Chan, that's a big slap in the face. And I'm sorry for my dog moving about.
Chan is for a female, right?
Yeah, Chan is for a female of either a lower or an endearing term for a female.
Mm-hmm.
So to call someone that is of a male of either a higher level than you or something like that, to call them Chan, that is a insult. That is... It would be like me calling you Miss.
Yeah, I get you there. So that is one of my problems with anime is when there are Japanese words that carry on getting used either in the dub or are wrote down in the sub. Like one of the classic lines is "Join my crew, my crew, my crew" in One Piece, and they obviously the word crew in Japanese is nakama. So when they write the word nakama, to somebody that doesn't understand, that might not make sense. But obviously, to somebody that has a bit of a knowledge, it makes sense. It's not a huge problem I have. I feel the one where they what am I saying? The translation of text on the screen is a bigger problem to me. That's the one that really pisses me off.
That's one that gets me the most. To be honest, I don't mind. I don't mind the words Nakama and Chan and San and all the honorifics plus Akama. I don't mind them as long as you are actually explained what they mean.
Yeah, even if it's just a bracket with it inside, it just explains it.
Clannad did it perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Even explaining some of the really simple ones like dango. You don't actually need to know
what a dango is.
All you need to know is that it's like a pudding. You don't need to know it's a dumpling.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a dumpling.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's where it should be. Right, should we move on to the final?
Yeah, seeing as we're talking about things that piss us off, let's talk about the CNN versus anime rant that I made the other day. So, do you want to talk about it or me first, since I already made a video?
You can take it and I will base my discussion off you.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll give my opinion on it and then you can add your 2 pence afterwards. So, CNN released this article in which they slated anime as being child pornography, and they didn't even say there are certain genres of anime that is child pornography. They actually slated manga more than anime, because a lot of manga don't get published as anime because of the content. So, in this article, they literally go into a manga store, pick up a book, and they start blurring it out, saying there's all this sexual tension on the picture and everything, and it's so ridiculous. The books they picked up were, one of them was Love Hina and the other one was, oh my god, I said it in my video and I can't remember, but they're really not that bad shows, and they're not that bad books, and they slated them to hell as if there was like rape scenes and stuff in there when there really isn't. It was like, you've watched Kite, haven't you?
Yes.
As far as I'm aware, that's a pretty messed up show.
That is, I would say, one of the most messed up shows I've seen.
Yeah. So that's.
I'll say my points in a minute.
Yeah. So if they had picked up Kite or Boku no Pico or something like that and said it, I'd have been like, yeah, you're right. That shit needs to get thrown in the bin and never seen the light of day again. But they didn't. They targeted the genre as a whole. They targeted anime and manga. They didn't say there's fucked up shit. They said it's all fucked up shit. And that's what's wrong, in my opinion.
Right. Now, as someone that loves my manga, I love anime as well. And I've gone into different realms. Ecchi. High School DxD is an ecchi. So's Ichiban Ishura no Daimao, which is Demon King.
Yeah.
To be honest. I've also watched Kite. It is actually on my list as I've watched Kite, and they're very good shows. Don't get me wrong, they're very good shows. Even Kite has its messed up parts. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like but it borders on hentai at some points.
Well, yeah, it's about child molestation.
Yeah, but it's still an anime that has its own right to be there.
Do you know the funny thing about Kite? Do you know who recently bought the rights to make an live action movie of it?
No.
Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah, he literally bought the rights to Kite, and he can make a live action movie of it now. And I bet he releases it, and they don't say shit about it.
The ones that I would say are the worst, the one that should never see the light of day, just purely I don't like that anime. I think it's a wrong anime. Is Boku no Pico. Don't get me wrong, I have jokes with people. I say, oh, you should watch Boku no Pico and stuff like that. And people might like Boku no Pico. I just don't think it's the right anime for
something like
If
that.
they picked that up, I would have actually said, yeah, okay, yeah, that's the wrong anime to pick up. I mean, there's certain animes I've watched. Kill la Kill, for instance. Let's go for Kill la Kill here. I watched this in college with friends, and the outfits are revealing, yes. The outfits are really, really, really revealing and skimpy. Yes, it's fan service.
Yeah.
But on top of that, there are scenes which I classed as finger blasting between family and kissing between family, which is it's not good in the sense of you shouldn't be teaching kids to watch that. But if they're picking up those types of anime / manga, Boku no Pico being one, they should be able to be getting hold of these ones.
Yeah, exactly.
These are classed as edgy or even hentai. And if someone that is not at the age of 18 has picked them up, and I'm going to be legal here, then whatever they believe the thoughts are on it is their own thought. It's their own fault, right?
It's the fault of their parents as well for allowing it, to be fair. Like,
and playing devil's advocate here, if I walked into a shop and the first thing that I picked up in the manga section was Boku no Pico, even Kill la Kill, or any of the ecchi, and I had children, I'd be like, right, that's it. You're not reading manga, you're not watching anime, that is it, you're done.
But if you showed them something like a chapter of Naruto, it's just an action series.
Yeah, there's some swearing in it, especially in Shippuden. Shippuden has swearing. It's told. Shippuden is a little bit more risque, I would say, than Naruto, the first series. But that's the way it is, and it's not that bad. It's supposed to be a kid's show. Naruto was shown, the original Naruto, not Naruto Shippuden. I don't know if Naruto Shippuden was. But Naruto, the way that I first watched it was Cartoon Network.
Yeah. I remember catching it on Cartoon Network when I was younger. I didn't watch it until like about a year ago. I think I started it a year ago in February.
Yeah. Like, even Golden Boy has its parts which are a bit risque. It's got its ecchi sections in it, which are softcore porn. Technically, it's softcore hentai. And that's what I class. That's what I class ecchi is. It's a softcore hentai. Now, if you look at most of them, I mean, we go High School DxD. Yes, it has quite a lot of sexual innuendos
and
maybe classed as sexual scenes in it.
Yeah,
but not full-on sex,
which prevents it from becoming a hentai. Yeah,
it's not a hentai, but it's. You could watch softcore porn, and they could have their boobs out or just be in underwear. That's softcore porn.
Yeah.
That's what ecchi is. Ecchi is a lesser version of hentai, but usually if you watch an ecchi, unless you seriously are searching for some proper ecchi, you're not going to find massive amounts. I mean, High School DxD is mostly a shonen. With ecchi elements. Well. It's got comedy in it as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's a mixture. You can never find really an ecchi. The one that you could find is Lately My Sister Is Being Unusual. I think that's what it's called. Which is all about incest, and it's an ecchi. Yeah. But that doesn't show you what happens on the inside.
So if we were to sit here and point out like the big problems I have with anime are the incest, as you just before mentioned. Cut that shit out. No one cares about incest. What are you doing? Oh, microphone.
Sorry about this. But you have the ecchi, which can be cut out, but it should at least have a warning. Ecchi can be in any show. Don't get me wrong, but if you put in a warning, make it like a PG.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Just something to 12A.
If there are jugs in it, There are revealed jugs. It's an 18 in my opinion.
Not an 18. I wouldn't class it as an 18. I would class it as... Because if you go to a film, you can actually find films of a 12A standard in Britain that have got nudity in them.
Yeah. But that's all they have. They don't have, like, violence. They would cut the violence out and things like that, yeah.
Yeah. It's not major horrific violence that are in... Most of the ecchis that you watch haven't got horrifically graphic violence. They might have a little bit of violence and there might be a little bit of bloodshed.
Yeah, that's another point I'd like to bring up. If you're watching one of these shows that have these messed up things in, or reading one of these mangas that have these messed up things in, you've usually gone looking for them. Like, the worst you'll get is, like, a little cousin love in a normal show. Like
a little pantsu.
Yeah, like, you're not going to find anything that incredibly bad. The only time you're going to find something that is what they were talking about, you've gone looking for it.
Yeah.
And that there is where the problem lies. They didn't target just that demographic of the show, of the genre. They literally targeted the whole thing. They went after anime and manga as a whole.
It's the same as gamers. Like, as a gamer, I get extremely annoyed when people go, "Oh, this person has gone around murdering people," and it's because they play Call of Duty. No. It's nothing to do with that. It's because they're an idiot.
Yeah, because Hitler was a pro Call of Duty player.
Yeah, like, let's be honest here. If you are doing it, if you have not got the mental capacity to be able to differentiate between reality and cyber, then I'm sorry, but you need help.
Yeah. You were the problem to start with. That's the thing.
Yeah. There was not the problem with the game. I mean, I saw it actually in the newspaper. I think it was not today, but yesterday, in which the people that killed Drummer Lee Rigby, which was a major thing within Britain, in which a soldier who was walking the streets innocently, not in any army uniform, was just literally walking to the shop, got mowed down by somebody in a car, and then butchered on a street with people around. That was in broad daylight, not at night, or anything like that. Right? And those two people got life sentences. And the people...
one of them's dead now. One of them got shot dead, the other one got a life sentence.
And they're trying to blame it on that. The same as people that have become separatists of Britain to go fight in the Syrian war under a terrorist banner, and are saying that people in Britain are wrong. People are blaming it on gaming. I play a lot of games. I'm not going to lie, I play WoW too much, and I play Smite, I play any game. I've played Call of Duty, I've played some of the really gruesome games that have actually been banned. Manhunt being one that's been banned in several different countries. But they're not... I've not gone around murdering people. I've not gone around hitting people with baseball bats.
Yeah.
All I've done is play the game. I'm actually probably one of the most mellow people out there. I've been told by people. I've played rugby, and you see people and they have the aggression, and I've had people hurl abuse at me. And I just deal with it. I go, okay, yeah, that's no problem. Things that get under my skin. Everyone has a breaking point. This is the thing. But it's not due to anime or manga or games or anything that, as an otaku, I love. That has caused me to go around murdering people. And there should never be someone turning around and going, you play games, therefore you're a murderer, or you watch anime, therefore you're a pervert.
Yeah, it's retarded.
I'm a pervert because it's in my blood. Not because I watch anime.
You're a pervy sage because you watch Jiraiya be a perv. That's literally the answer. It's ridiculous. So I think with that we'll probably end this now, yeah?
Yeah, like, thanks, or I would like to say thanks for listening if you've watched us. please leave us a like and a comment in the description below. Tell us if there's anything that you particularly like. If you'd actually want to be on the show, feel free to inbox either me or Deadly Tikka, and we'll see what we can do.
Yep.
We'd love to actually hear from our fans on what they like.
Yep.
If they want a certain thing covered, please do tell us, and we will try and cover it every week. I think we release every Friday, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll plan for Friday.
Yeah, we're planning on a Friday to be released. If you watch all of our Twitters that are they'll be in the description below.
All in the description.
Along with our Facebooks. If you watch those social networking sites, we will be telling you if there is an issue with the show, we will tell you. And we are planning soon to actually have the podcast on the Thursday that is recorded to be live streamed.
Yeah.
And then, so we can actually have the fans interact with us as we're going through it.
Yeah, definitely. So with that, we'll end it right here. Thank you for listening, everybody. Check out Temeth and check out me, obviously, if you're watching his video. The links will be in the description. Goodbye.
Yep. Goodbye.
See you later, chaps.